The late-night streets of Britain, now so full of drugs, not even the dealers know them all.
Have you got any triple sod? Any triple sod? Triple sod?
What's that?
Yellow Bentines?
I don't know what that is, my friend.
Have you not got any yellow Bentines?
What's yellow Bentines?
I just want something that makes it go really bluty.
No, the only thing sell out is coke, mate.
No, you must have some...
You're telling me what I have and what I don't have?
Are you the Boz?
What's the
Are you a Boz?
What's Boz mean?
You don't want to end up like a, bloody piano dentist.
If you don't want to, you don't have to buy it.
Yeah, but I don't want my arms to feel like a couple of fortnights in a bad balloon.
No, brother, I don't...
Do you know what I mean?
I'm not really bothered what you want your arms to feel like.
I'll tell you what, I'm less interested in giving you 40 quid to end up on a quack candle.
What's a quack candle?
OK, I'll tell you what, I'll give you 30 quid for one Clarky can.
What's a Clarky can? You're not making sense.
Cat, a Clarky cat.
I don't know what you mean, man.
Are you telling me you've definitely got no Clarky can?
For the 10th time, I don't know what Clarky can means.
No, cat. Clarky
what
cat.
does it mean?
The stuff you chew.
I don't know it.
You know, the grass stuff that you chew?
I do not know it.
Clarky cat or triple sod?
My friend, please leave us alone.
I'm at a modern drugs party. They're taking Charlie. He's got split smoke coming out of his drug end. There's someone over there smoking a crack. This isn't the exception anymore. It's just how people live today. No thanks, I don't use the horse. From Debs to plebs, this decade is not so much the 90s as the yard dankities.
The headlines say it all. Liam's new staircase made out of gear. Drug bankers pulled my wife's head off and puked down the neck hole. And last one on drugs is a queer, yells Portillo. Even our leaders show the strain, often drugging themselves senseless in public as a cry for help.
So what's the truth about drugs? Time to shatter a few myths. The effects of a heroin overdose are lethal. Yes, in the short term, but there's been absolutely no research into the long-term effects. Drugs destroy families. Well, a disabled, lonely teenager, a blind mother, but a family held together by the father's crack dealing, which he uses to keep them in talking books and dildos. People say alcohol's a drug. It's not a drug, it's a drink. Are 1 in 3 15-year-olds really on drugs? No, we proved it in tests.
To preserve the anonymity of our 15-year-old volunteers, we replaced each of them with 3 5-year-olds, and not one had even heard of drugs, let alone smoked one off. The biggest problem of all is the law. It is legal to carry drugs if you're not actually touching them. These men avoid contact by using helium balloons attached to little drug baskets. It's also legal to buy and sell drugs if you do it through a mandrill. Typically, mandrills work at night, approaching the house of a client with a drug pouch and returning with the money. Mandrills are intelligent and vicious, capable of throwing a 12-stone man over 40 feet. But mandrills have been protected by law ever since Queen Elizabeth I gave birth to a child resembling a mandrill by mistake.
The classic street signs of a nearby drug abuse. But what about this? Remnants of something far worse. A new legal drug from Czechoslovakia called cake. Oh. And luckily, the story involves these people. Free the United Kingdom from drugs, and British opposition to metabolically bisturbile drugs. Ted Moore reports.
Cake first appeared in Prague last year. News reports showed victims insane with pain. Disturbing images like this, and a knowledge of the drug routes in Europe, led to the formation of Free the United Kingdom from Drugs, incorporating British opposition to metabolically bisturbar drugs. Their single aim, to enlist the great and good.
I'm Bernard Ingham, and this is a piece of cake.
To warn Britain about cake.
Cookie now.
Before it was too late.
Hi, this is Bruno Brooks. We all like to party, right? Absolutely. But only the fool would say, yeah, I'll enter the nightmare of cake. And this is it.
This colour that they thought would be a good selling point is put in by using an industrial dye, which in itself is a pollutant, and is causing in Czechoslovakia something called Czech neck. It causes enormous water retention so that the body swells up. The neck becomes about this wide and swells up to engulf the mouth and the nose, so that the person who's on that trip dies through not being able to breathe at all.
One young kiddie on cake cried all the water out of his body. Just imagine how his mother felt. It's a fucking disgrace.
Can we lose this thing about the slow crushing of his skull?
No one understood how to get the message over better than this man.
What is cake? Well, it has an active ingredient, which is a dangerous psychoactive compound known as dimesmeric anderson phosphate. It stimulates the part of the brain called Shatner's bassoon, and that's the bit of the brain that deals with time perception. So a second feels like a month. Well, almost sounds like fun. Unless you're the Prague schoolboy who walked out into the street straight in front of a tram. He thought he'd got a month to cross the street.
You know, they've even tested this stuff on rats. Turn them into bloody space hoppers, for God's sake. Come on.
And if you're sick on this stuff, you can puke your fucking self to death. One girl threw up her own pelvis bone before she snuffed the lid. What a fucking disgrace.
Sounds like a lot of fun, doesn't it? If you want to be part of the summer of death. Thank you for listening to me. Take care. And I really do mean take care.
In part 2, cake gets political. David Amis is MP for Basildon.
How did you become aware of this thing?
He is also shocked.
Good God.
And appalled.
Basildon puke plates.
Yeah, the Basildon reference actually is nothing to do with Basildon the place. It was a rhyming slang which was Basildon bombed, and it was Basildon
the
bombed.
Paper, right,
yeah, Basildon
right.
Bombed, as in bombed, you know, getting out of your head.
And is it right for man to take drugs through an animal?
We picked up an advert on a Tokyo television cable channel which shows somebody taking drugs through, it's a device in order to take drugs through a dog. If you can roll that tape now.
過去の煙であなたの肺はむせ返っていませんか？そんなあなたに素晴らしい方法です。カナブリス。あなたの犬が吸うタバコでニコチンハイになる装置。カナブリス。交換器を使い、犬が吸い込んだ物質を人間の血液に流れ込ませるのです。もちろんあなたは安全。しかもズドンと効きます。僕はカナブリス愛用してます。特にドクパファー。カナブリス、何でも有効。タバコ、ヘロイン、そしてクラック。
Let's crystallise it, right? Here we go. Right or wrong?
For tobacco, wrong.
Right. For crack?
For wrong.
For heroin?
Wrong.